Also, Mr. Kugelman, do you think India is becoming a soft target for Western frustration over its own failed sanction strategy on Russia?
Well, I mean, if you go back and look at what happened right after the war began in Ukraine, there was a lot of unhappiness in the U.S. and in other Western countries, particularly in the EU, about India's relationship with Russia and its commercial relationship with Russia. But I think that foreign governments came around to the fact that India has this important relationship with Russia, and it's going to import cheap oil from Russia because it serves India's economic interests. And indeed, there is a view, certainly on the part of the U.S. government, that by importing cheap oil from Russia, India was actually helping stabilize global energy markets. So there was really no view at that point toward this idea of needing to consider sanctioning India because of its because of its doing business with Russia. Indeed, now we're seeing a very different position being taken by the U.S. and particularly by President Trump. But I think that this really comes down to other issues, to broader issues here involving President Trump, how he feels about the way that India's government has treated him, as well as his rigidly transactional and commercial view when it comes to foreign policy and wanting to at all costs pursue a foreign policy that at all costs is meant to uphold U.S. economic interests, and that entails applying pressure on any country, including a close partner like India, that is doing things that Trump feels don't serve U.S. interests, such as importing too much Russian oil and not enough American oil, even though, as you well know, India has been importing a lot of American energy in recent years at a rising rate, in fact.
Right. Mr. Kugelman, do stay with us. Let us tell our viewers how India has called out the West's hypocrisy on the Trump tariff threat. Now, India has said that targeting of India is unjustified and unreasonable. India has also said that the nations criticizing India indulged in trade with Russia themselves. US was actively encouraging imports by India. India goes on to say that European Union in 2024 had 67.5 billion euro bilateral trade with Russia, and European LNG imports from Russia was 16.5 million tons in the year 2024. Europe was also importing energy, fertilizers from Russia. This is what India has said in its rebuttal. And even US imports uranium, hexafluoride from Russia. So this is India's sharpest pushback yet against the Trump tariff threat. This is what India has said while calling out the West